Welcome back to the channel, people. It's your boy Ducato, and boy, do I have a special one for y'all today. If y'all haven't, as a friendly reminder, turn on your notifications, hit that subscribe button, and always drop a comment in the video or drop a comment in the comment section after the video. A lot has transpired this weekend. A lot has really happened to allow for more clarity in terms of title winning, Champions League placements, those falling short of it, relegation talk. Like there's so much that has happened. So let's get into our the Ducato roundabout. So starting with my team, Manchester United, we went to Stamford Bridge. Very sticky, very poor game from us as a whole. I thought Chelsea, they showed more fight, more grit. They just weren't technical. They weren't clinical. They didn't have that finishing purpose, that degree to really go in and to seize the game. So that kind of allowed us to just bide our time, take our chances, and then just really just be methodical in just getting that goal and seeing to it that we got a goal. We Cunha on a great pass from Bruno Fernandes, goal assist number 18, two away from tying the all-time record, three away from passing. So super important that he's doing his thing, but ultimately the team's winning. As a whole, if I was looking at it in terms of what do I grade that game, it is a C+ performance. I thought with as poor and as dysfunctional Art Chelsea was, for them to have 21 shots, four on target, to us only having four shots and the one on target, and the one on target is a goal. I thought that was poor from us. In the grand scheme of things, just getting the win, moving forward, moving on, getting 3 points, creating a 10-point cushion between us and sixth place Chelsea. I'll take it. But if I'm really trying to analyze, Michael Carrick's performance in terms of offering him a job, I don't know how that doesn't look well or doesn't bode well. So I expect the resurgence come against Brentford and on Monday. So you know what I mean? But ultimately, we did what we had to do. I am not upset in the slightest. We did what needed to be done. Um, you know what I mean? And we just go from there. So yeah, 1-0 United, clean sheet from Lemons. We needed that. We had no center back. So I'm just saying Chelsea was really poor. So for them to do what they did was kind of shambolic from us, but nonetheless, I will take the 3 points. Puts us in a great position to solidify Champions League the right way, top four, and we go from there. The next one on the big list is the relegation fodder, Tottenham. Them drawing to Brighton was predictable. I personally had Brighton winning 2-1, so for them to draw 2-2, it's only right. Like Spurs aren't great. Them beating us in the Europa League final was just masking over the issues at hand. Like that club is just rotten, man. That club's just rotten to the core. So when you're seeing them give up the goal in the 96th minute, it's just like head loss. Like Danso just getting out overpowered. You thought this would be like a resounding effort, but when you see Danso getting overpowered, leading to the cutback, and then yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I really do believe Spurs are going down. I just want to make sure I have this on wax. I do believe Spurs are going down, and it's just a matter of time, man. You guys have 5 games left to save your fate, and I don't think you're going to be able to do it. I honestly don't. So yeah, that's just Spurs. Good riddance to those bums. Um, if I had to look next onto the dock, it would be the Merseyside Derby. This one cheesed me because I predicted 1-1, and unfortunately Liverpool won 2-1. it was a good game, a great starter game for the ultimate showdown between City and Arsenal. But yeah, it was just 30 seconds away from just, Everton and just being able to hold out 30 seconds, just see to it a draw, but wasn't meant to be. Virgil van Dijk game winning goal. Again, I just think it was really poor from Liverpool, but hey, you take what you get, you know what I mean? So they're up into fifth now. They've created a 7 point cushion in front of Chelsea for that last place for Champions League in fifth spot. So Chelsea has some work to do, man. I think us as United might have put that final nail in their coffin, as some would say. But it's even not even guaranteed for them now that they get Europa, right? Because they're Chelsea, Brentford, Bournemouth are all tied on 48 points. And then just right behind them is Brighton and Everton on 47 points. And then just right behind them, it's Fulham and Sunderland. I'm sorry, it's Sunderland and Fulham on 46 and 45 respectively, right? So there's a lot of competition between 6 and let's say 12th. There's a lot of placements and teams that can move and change. So I'm gonna keep a lookout for that. And then the Aston Villa and Sunderland game. This was a really hotly tested game because I wasn't really watching it, but I had it on the side, and when they made it 3-1, I thought, you know what? They're gonna see two at the game. Ollie Watkins had two goals and an assist up until that point. You thought they were just gonna go and do their thing, and all of a sudden you start seeing Sunderland make that last minute charge that they always tend to do. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough as Aston Villa was able to go on and capitalize again. So from that, now they've now tied with us on points, but we're still ahead by a 7 goal differential. So we still have a bit of a goal differential lead there. So still in third place. We've cushioned that um, the point gap between us and Arsenal. For those that have been following us up until this point, I made it a note to contention to try and um, shorten that gap points wise between Arsenal to under 10. Right now, we're at 12. So I expect us to try and create more of a closeness in that. Being double digits plus on with this Arsenal team is poor. So we need to really and truly rectify that. And then lastly, it was just a game that just happened. The title decider in a lot of people's eyes. Manchester City versus Arsenal at the Etihad, 2-1 to City. I predicted 3-1. I thought it would take at least 2 goals to really put down this Arsenal team, and just you would think City would want to show that dominance, but them showing the dominance was just winning the game, and they won the game. They're now 3 points behind Arsenal with a game in hand, and they've shortened that goal differential down to just 1 goal. So there is a lot of games left. 5 games for everyone else. 6 games left for City. Um, yeah, it's really one of those ones where Arsenal really hasn't been able to take the reins from City in terms of where the rightful champions, where the rightful holders, right? Even though they're not really the holders because they haven't done it yet, but trying to show that hey, we want that cloak, we want that championship cloak, right? um they haven't been able to show it, and you've seen it in the League Cup finals and the FA Cup against Southampton, their last league their last Prem game against Bournemouth. You're just seeing the breakage in the armor um of Arsenal, and you're just seeing, you know they say, I think it's in the Chinese culture, it's like the thousand like slices before you kill you. That's how City is. They're just methodically just chipping away at your armor, at your defense, at your mind, your mentality, your purpose, your drive. They just chip away at that, and then they just leave you with thinking, damn, like what happened? And for someone like Arteta to have come through that ranks, it's at some point it's just like when is enough enough? Arteta, like when do you put your foot in the ground and say, because again, the game that you guys that was played was a spirited game. It was really well done, but again, it just wasn't enough. So when you're looking at that and you're you know seeing it through that lens, it's just like people start to doubt, are you the right person? Like you have the talent clearly. You guys should have been 12 points clear at one point. You guys should have been able to be more comfortable. Now it's looking sticky in the Prem, and it's looking sticky with your upcoming match, Champions League against Atletico Madrid, just off the backs of your performance against Sporting. One goal over two fixtures against a team that clearly doesn't have the financial budget or the talent as your team right now. So a lot begs to differ, and a lot is left to be asked for. So as a rival, I love it. Continue it, right? But for those who say to be a gooner is to know misery, that's sad, man. That's something I can't really relate to, right? Um, yeah, and then just filling in the rest, Bournemouth lost to Newcastle, Leeds beat Wolves, so they've opened up an 8 point gap of the last place 18th spot, right? So they've created some segue away from Tottenham. So realistically, the I think Nottingham won 2 today, right? Yeah, Nottingham won 4-1. So realistically, like it's the relegation fodders between West Ham and Tottenham. Like it's looking like it. It's really looking like it between West Ham and Tottenham. I know West Ham has a big game tomorrow against Palace, so we'll see what that cooks up for. But I don't know. This is with the roundabout. This is the little roundabout, right? And yeah, just going forward, man. Us United people, segueing into the upcoming and what's next. Um, we have Brentford. We have Brentford on Monday, which we all know I hate. I hate playing on Mondays. Our record hasn't been great. We just lost and got spanked up by Leeds. So I'm not really looking forward to playing on Monday. But we have Brentford. Um, the race to 3 to mathematically secure us for a Champions League placement. I believe it's either 3 or 2. I know it's 3 wins for us, but because we beat Chelsea, I'm not sure if that aids and abets us. But I'm going to say race to 3. We need 3 more wins in 5. Our next one is Brentford. I think that's easily doable. We should be able to beat Brentford at home. They did pack us at their house 3-1. I want that revenge pack. I need that revenge pack. I demand that revenge pack. This is Embuemo's former team. We are going up against Thiago, who scored 2 goals against us in our last outing. I want that payback. I demand that payback, and I expect that payback. But yeah, more to come on that. Um, if y'all like this, roundabout, mashup collective that I do, not just on my team, but other teams as well. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear more. Let me know what you think, your perspectives on things. And yeah, Champions League's almost there, people. We can believe. I told y'all third, and we're in third. We just got to see it through. As always, it's your boy Ducato. I'm gone.